Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we're going to be testing out some Historic today. Haven't played Historic since the bans have come through. So notably, Burning Tree Emissary has become legal again, so there is an uptick in Gruul. One deck that I want to try out with Zendikar Rising cards is Mono Black Aggro. There's some really cool tools that were added to the deck, so I wanted to try it out. So notably, I'm going to try out Scourge of the Skyclaves here. So this is a 2-mana creature, very much akin to Death's Shadow in Modern. Its power and toughness is equal to 20 minus the highest life total between you and your opponent. So this is kind of referred to as like Suicide Black. You're dealing damage to yourself, you're dealing damage to your opponent. So this can become very big. It's not that good in the early game because it generally becomes quite small if you can't deal damage. So we're only playing 3. There's also Skyclave Shade, so it's a 2-mana 3/1, which is fairly aggressive, that we can get reoccurring value from our graveyard every time we play a land. So we're trying that. So there's kind of a theme of getting stuff from your graveyard, and then undercosted aggressive creatures. We also have Bloodchief's Thirst, which is a new addition. So it's cheap removal that's flexible to deal with some of the bigger stuff in the format. It can be played early or late. Then in terms of 1-drops, we're playing Gutterbones and Knight of Ebon Legion. There's the other 1-drop that's from Amonkhet. I forget its name. Kind of similar ability. It can be returned from the graveyard to the battlefield. It's a 2/1 as well. But with that particular one there, you have to have no cards in hand. This could come back at any time, so I prefer playing this with Rankle. It's also better as a discard effect to Rotting Regisaur. I'm going to test out one Malakir's Rebirth. I don't know if this is necessarily the deck for it, but something I wanted to try out. Obviously, Thoughtseize, one of the best cards in the format, so we're going to be playing that. Also playing 4 Agadeems here. The life loss is relevant with Skyclave, but also it's a very good card where we can effectively pay upwards of 7 mana in this deck to get back 4 creatures. You have your Rotting Regisaurs where you want to throw on Demonic Embrace. You can cast this from your graveyard, gives it flying, so some nice evasion there. One of Murderous Rider, some Rankles, which is a really flexible card in our deck, and then Spawn of Mayhem, which ideally we cast as a 3-drop in our deck. We have 4 castles and then 1 Crawling Baron. So we're able to reduce the number of lands in our deck by playing useful cards like that, like the Agadeems. Sideboard-wise, I got some Duress versus Control, a Feed the Swarm if we need it, kind of a flexible catch-all, some Heartless Acts as removal, Witch's Vengeance for the Goblin matchups. Also, I think there's some prevalence of Rogues now in Historic, so we can play that. Leyline, one of the best graveyard hate cards, affects your opponent, doesn't affect us. A Liliana versus Control or Granier matchups, and then 3 Obliterators. Very good against Gruul, very good against any kind of creature-based stompy, mono-red, stuff that's dealing damage to you. It's fairly useful in that case there. So generally I would take out the spawns and then put in the Phyrexian Obliterators. So we'll try it out, see how it goes. What are we at? 485 on the ladder. So we'll see where we can get to today. And we can take it from there. So we played in the MIQ, the Zendikar Championship. Unfortunately, if you haven't caught the video, did not do that well. I went 0-3, just didn't have the draws. So new year, new season. We'll try to finish top 1200 again. And we can play out some... Yep, this hand's good. We don't really have a 3-drop. Or like a 2-drop. Hopefully they're not on anything too aggressive. Okay, so Sultai. I think I'd rather try to take them off like a growth spiral effect here. So they have the Heartless Act, and they have the Spiral. They're a little light on lands, so let's take out Spiral here. So they'll likely... Okay, they Thoughtseize here, it doesn't really matter. I have 2 threats here. Probably take Knight of Ebon. Rankle could be another consideration, or Agadeem. This is a matchup where if we get Skyclave Shade, it's really good. So I'm going to play this out. If they want to trade like a shark for it, I can cast it again next turn. They might just try to Uro here. They might just have to cast this to draw a land. Nope, they hit it. Okay, so of note, 2 cards in the graveyard right now for Uro. So we'll Spectacle this out. This is kind of a threat they need to answer with the Heartless Act. If I get a land, then I can get Rankle going. We also have this castle to eventually draw us cards as well. This is probably a matchup I may take out the Scourge. It's just not as useful. Okay, so we drew Malakir's Rebirth. I'm going to attack in first. Because if they have a removal spell, then we can recast it here. I want to keep this for the Uro the first time they escape it, or a Nissa if they cast it. Also, differentiating our threats is good against Extinction Event. It's pretty aggressive. Guess they're just trying to get Uro out. That's actually really good. They get Uro here. So if they escape Uro, we can Bloodchiefs. Yeah, probably do this. It's worse if they have like Heartless Act. So I'm gonna sack the Skyclave Shade. I probably should have drawn a card as well, but I kind of don't want to give them more ammunition. I'm gonna hold this. Okay, so if I draw land, I can Agadeem back 2 things. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Because I can Bloodchief's Thirst. A 1-drop, even a 2-drop would be good here. So let's do this. Hager's Mauling. So if we draw land next turn, I can do for 3. Second Nissa sucks there. Probably falling too far behind now with Nissa. And they have another Uro. Hager's Mauling is something I should probably try out here. So I can... Yeah, we're dead anyways. This can't block. And they just make another land. Yeah, we're dead here. So Sultai was a deck I thought we could probably beat up on. I'm going to bring in the Leylines. I'm going to bring in the Duress. Probably the Liliana. Scourge is interesting here. Rotting Regisaur seems pretty bad. It just gets hit by like Eliminate and stuff. Trim a Shade. Trim an Embrace. Or trim a Scourge. I still think I like Rankle. It's a nice threat going over the top. Probably bring in Scavenging Ooze. Maybe just trim another Embrace. It's going to be hard for us to equip the Embrace. Okay, we'll keep this hand. Gonna put a land back. If we can get like running lands here, it'd be nice. Okay, that's good. Because even if they kill this, I can just recast it next turn. If not, if I get in for an attack here, I can play Spawn of Mayhem. So this will be interesting. They probably take Liliana. Interesting. 2 points of damage secured. So Thoughtseize would be nice. Probably don't want another land, but we'll take it if we have to. What's happening with opponent? I could have like Bloodchief's Thirst here. Yep. It's not the worst. Gives us another card to play out this turn. Now we're just looking for a land, ideally. Land Liliana, we can start plussing her. So, literally the only tap land in our deck. So I doubt the opponent brought in like counter spells against us. They probably brought more in terms of removal. But this shutting off Uro is a significant card there. Would have really liked to play this last turn. They could have Maelstrom Pulse. Okay, they go full price mauling here. I think we... So I can make this a 5-3. But I think I want to get Liliana going. Just attacking their hand seems relevant. They could have a Nissa next turn, so it would just block this Skyclave anyways. We can start drawing cards if need be. Yeah, we have Nissa. I think having Vigilance is also relevant. So they're going to be able to Crisis, which sucks because this just refills their hand and it's going to gain them a life. Just in case we draw a land. So we probably hold this for next turn so I could get my Skyclave back. But they're going to be able to cast this, which is annoying. So even that turn, they have Eliminate and that, because of course. Sultai, I didn't miss this deck from Standard. At this point, it doesn't really matter. They Crisis for a ton. They gain 6 life here. Or 3 life, 3 cards. And then I'm dead next turn. 9, 15. Rankle can't attack anyways, yeah. Ay. Sultai's still a pain. Maybe I want another Duress. Probably do want another Duress. Getting Nisa off the board is important. Run another one, see how it goes. It'd be nice if we can go on the play. I have 24 lions. Demonic Embrace makes Skyclave pretty nice. I think we do this. It's probably Sultai again. Ooh, Jund. So I can go this. I think we continue to get aggressive. I could Demonic Embrace on the Shade. Okay, they missed a line drop. So this is actually interesting because I can Thoughtseize them or I can try to go for here. There's a high likelihood they have a removal spell. So I think we just do this turn. Oh, it's just Jund. Let's get rid of Devil here. Okay, so they got Devil. Hit him for 6. Actually, I probably should have put it on the Gutterbones because this could have attacked through the Mayhem Devil. So they can steal this, but they don't have a sack outlet. I probably double block the Mayhem Devil here. Or just take the 9. They can't really afford to attack. That's 5-11. That puts a counter on this. It's our turn. Kill him. Sweet. Punish them. Okay, so this is a Leyline matchup. Heartless Act. So I want these instead of the Regis. We can get rid of Rankle. It's not as good in this matchup. Skyclave's interesting. think we trim on a couple shades. Probably an Embrace. Because they're going to be on Cat, so we have the Trample from there. So I do like the evasion that it brings. Scourge probably is better in this matchup. We're both going to be taking damage. So we'll trim on some shades. Maybe we play another shade instead of a Gutterbones. Let's try that out. Shade generally comes back a little easier. We don't have to get the deal damage condition. Keep. We can kill like a priest on 2. Actually, I'm kind of dumb. This deck's probably going to gain a lot of life. So we probably don't want to have these Scourges in. Or at least it's been a little awkward on this first turn. I want to keep this for Corvold. Get this going. They can technically gain 3 life to kill it, but if they're going to spend their whole turn doing that, then I'm fine with it. And they have Devil here. Just want to keep... Basically, this game's going to revolve around us just keeping creatures off the battlefield. Thoughtseize Murderous Rider next turn. Ah, that's good. They get two from it. That's fine. Oh, this is a little awkward. Because I could Thoughtseize them. I think what we do is we Thoughtseize them this turn, just make sure they're... Okay, so they have Corvold and they have Claim. So if they have Corvold, they have Claim. Claim could kill my thing. Noxious Grasp's really weird. We're straight black, so it's pretty much a dead card. So this can kill my thing, which I'm a little bit more concerned of. I can kill the Corvold. Because then I can just put a counter on this if they don't do anything. Okay, so Corvold, trigger on the stack. Just Murderous Rider this. I guess this gets to sack it, so I don't get the effect. Just try to beat him down with Obliterator now. I guess this gets around Obliterator. Need a removal spell. Spawn something. But that's going to drain me out pretty quick. Cat's actually really good for them. This could just keep chump blocking. Just take the 5. They got the extra activation here. Oh, I guess they don't want to block because they have to sack 5 permanents, but they can sack that. Doesn't seem too bad. They can drain me for a bunch. Maybe it was better to take Corvold. Because I'm kind of forced here to block Woe Strider if they attack. Because now I'm kind of timed to this. And then this is going to run my life down as well. Ah, with Devil I'm dead. This will just shoot down my stuff. They'll have enough triggers. Okay, so on the play, really, like, if we get Leyline, we're in a good spot. I think we trim a Scourge. This is kind of a liability. This also just gets chumped by, like, everything and gets pinged off. I think we need to be more aggressive in mulliganing into that. Rankle could go over the top, which is probably fine, gives us another avenue. If we can get Leyline down, then we're in a good spot. Really weird they brought Noxious Grasp. I don't know what they thought we were. Leyline. Do we keep the 1 land? Nah, I can't. Okay, we'll keep this. Sounds pretty solid. We could have kept that one with Leyline. It's a big mirror breaker, but we had nothing to cast otherwise. Claim, Goose, Passage, Woe Strider, Corvold. It's interesting they didn't shock in for the Goose there. I think we just take the Goose for now. Corvold's scary, but I think we just try to get aggressive and take him down before. Really want to land. If we could get a land to spawn, we're in a really good spot. Sweet. Kind of sucks we have to play our Agadeems out, but because they go Woe Strider here. Rankle's also not great when they have Woe Striders because it makes the other food token. Shade's not bad. If they want to trade Woe Strider here, I'll take it. I just want to deal as much damage as possible. We've done 7 damage to ourselves this game. So they could claim this, attack us for 7, and then sack it. That's actually pretty solid. Oh shit. Oh shit! You kidding me? They have exactly double claim? Oh, that's bullshit. Ah! Too much damage to herself. Maybe this deck's not that good if we're playing against all this aggro. We did have to mulligan. So the other variation I wanted to try was with Gifted Aetherborn instead of Scourge. Scourge has a higher payoff, but it's not as clean to attack in. Tanking the rank here. Sounds sweet. So they probably take Gutterbones, maybe. They're a Lurrus deck, so this is Arcanist, most likely. This game's probably going to be Rotting Regisaur, try to give it flying. They go Lurrus to hand. Very aggressive. Cool, cool. Supplier. Okay, so they got a Croxa. Tap out. Land Lurrus. GG. GG. Flying dinosaurs. Just hit him for 10 here. They're one short. I didn't want to attack because they just gained a life. Alright. So this is another matchup. Leyline is very good. They're going to have targeted removal, so it's not as impactful. The Heartless Acts are relevant. Regisaur, not great on the play. Also gets chumped quite a bit. Maybe trim a couple. The Shades also seem pretty bad here. Like, I like the top end. Get rid of Rebirth. Just play like more control-y. They might have claims, but I imagine they just bring in more removal here. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, keep this. Put the second Rankle away. Leyline just like destroys this deck, so playing it out usually where you want to be. We do need some threats. I don't particularly want to Heartless Act this vessel. I want to hit like something a little bit more meaningful. Pyromancer. Dreadhorde doesn't do anything with the Leyline out. Let's just be mana efficient. Okay, can we stop drawing lands, please? That'd be really sweet if we could. This, by taking the thing off, oh, so they have Feed the Swarm. Oh my god, can we stop drawing lands? Each player discards a card. Okay, so they did bring in the feeds. Good to know. Okay, they drew Spike Fields. Oh, come on. Can we not just have, like, the nuts every game? Oh my god. In case we draw a 1-drop. How many lands have we drawn this game? And they village rights, they probably have claim here. Is this silly? How many lands? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Just play that tapped. The way our hand's shaping up. So this could just be Spike Field hazarded. They play out Lurrus here. I think we take the damage regardless, because we want to kill Lurrus if possible. Because Lurrus can get back this Archfiend, because we drew this after the fact. Discard Embrace here. So they're probably trying to do this so they can get the 5/5. They have Village Rights too. Of course they do. Just keeping this, because if we draw a land, I can get Rankle back. This also holds back their attackers. No. Shade doesn't block. Agadeem doesn't get anything back. Nah, let's just go to next game. Took too much damage. We needed the ley lines early. So I think on the play we play Regisaurs. Embrace. I might do Obliterator. Just kind of space it out. So they have Spike Field Hazard, which seems pretty bad as well. Witch's Vengeance is interesting. Maybe a Duress. Or Liliana. Let's play a couple Duress. Trim a... Embrace. Let's go like that. No Leyline. We can Thoughtseize with Knight of Ebon, but it's basically a mulligan. Okay, we'll keep this hand. Put back Heartless Act. So I can Agadeems here, which I think I like. Because if they Thoughtseize, then okay, they don't. A braid Bloodchief. So ideally we draw another land here and I could drop this Leyline down. Lures to hand. Deck. These Scourges haven't been good. That's perfect for them. So we had Leyline down. This hand shapes up a lot different. Now they could get thing back. Hit me for 7 this turn. Jeez. Then Lurrus could come back. This deck hasn't been very good at all. Yeah, there's no catch up with this. They can't attack in right now. That's stupid.